Hi, my name is Nunziata, and I'm a New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and I'm also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with one of my friends and oft collaborators as well. She's an award-winning director, choreographer, and creator for the theater. Her name, Rachel BERTONE. For more on Rachel, you can read more about her right below this video. But in the meantime, here's a sneak peek at the amazing talent of Rachel BERTONE. Well, hello, Rachel. How are you?
Hi, Will. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, the audience just got to see a little sneak peek of your amazing work as a choreographer, but you are a true creator of the theater. You're an award-winning director, choreographer, creator, and I am beyond grateful that we have finally connected and started collaborating on a slew of projects this quarantine, but you know I've been a fan of your work for over a decade.
Same. Right back at you.
I know the way that I said
We were together
the way that I just said that for over a decade, you would
for
think that I
over.
was going to continue to keep talking, but there was an ellipsis there. But I want to know, Rach, you know, you've accomplished so much. You were an accomplished performer, and you seem to have been able to seamlessly parlay that into your teaching, your choreography, your directing. I want to know, though, first and foremost, when you knew you wanted to make that leap from performer to director choreographer.
Absolutely. I I actually got the opportunity to start in some leadership positions when I was performing, starting as a dance captain, working my way up as assistant choreographer, assistant director, and I got the bug of being on the other side. I got that taste. I loved being able to mentor artists. I loved the ability to be able to um, help them on the side and like just help them with those hard moments. Even when I was assisting or maybe choreographing, actors would come to me for help, and just being able to lend a little bit of insight from my perspective. And I just learned I had I had that ability to connect with actors beyond performing and being their colleague, being by their side on stage. And I have actually very little interest in, I think, ever performing again. And I know you and I share a little bit of that mentality. And I actually had the privilege of choreographing a production of West Side Story, and I quickly learned when I was working on that production, I learned very quickly that my true calling was directing and choreographing, to have the ability to tell stories through movement and dance and action. Was just, I knew I was meant to be on the other side of the table as soon as I experienced that particular show.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
It's amazing. I mean, look at it. I think when I think of you as an artist, and please excuse the noise that is in New York City outside my window,
Same.
is the fact that you have this ability to walk a beautiful tightrope between being at 30,000 feet as a creator, director, choreographer, but also you know how to speak with artists and actors, because I've witnessed it in such a beautiful way, because I think on top of the fact that not only are you a renowned teacher, but you have that sensitivity of knowing what it's like to literally and figuratively put it all on the line as a performer. You've been there, you've done that. You know what it's like to walk into a stage door and put on those ballet shoes and to be wrapping those injuries and to still have to somehow focus on telling the story. I've already learned, and I've told you this off screen many times, I've learned so much from you, Rach. You have this innate ability to speak very clearly, concisely, with so much enthusiasm and passion about what you do. And to watch you doing your bliss is exciting. Of the projects we're working on, one is an original musical about Vincent van Gogh and his family and legacy, and then another Little Black Book, which you are set to choreograph. I want to start with Van Gogh, though, and I want the audience, from your perspective, know how that even came about.
Oh gosh. Well, so I moved to New York. I've been based in Boston my whole life and career. Finally decided to make the leap and move to New York. I was hungry for new artistic collaborations, and Will and I randomly ran into the street one day, and it was just the universe. It was a sign. It was a sign. We quickly started working together, and just what were different ideas and subject matters that spoke to us, that resonated with us. And I'll never forget that day you texted me and said, "What about Vincent and his brother Theo?" And I just knew we had a show. We had a show. And and then as we learned that Jo, Theo's wife, Vincent's sister-in-law, that it was going to be her story through her eyes, her lens, um, a fiercely passionate woman, um, leading us through this story, navigating her grief as she lost both of these beloved family members, and getting to see how family holds us together. And Jo held these two up and created the legacy that Vincent van Gogh is today. And I just feel so fortunate to be able to create and tell that story with you and our team. And you and I always say this: the world needs art and healing right now.
That's right.
And I think this story has that potential. So I'm just honored that we get to work on that together.
Well, look at to have a co-creator, a co-collaborator in crime like you, Rach, has been an absolute honor. You know, I do want to play some of your work in the beautiful promo video for the piece. People are going to definitely get to see just a sneak peek of the tools in your arsenal. You were able to tell within just barely 2 minutes so much of the story of the angst and the joy and the trouble in the moving through grief that we want to celebrate in this show of not only Vincent but the Van Gogh family through Jo's eyes. On the opposite end of the spectrum, selfishly, another project that we're going to be working on is Little Black Book, this one woman pop rock concert with Heidi Fleiss downstage center. And I knew right away when I signed on to create it and direct it. It's so interesting. I don't even want to say that I'm even bringing you on as a choreographer, because you're much more than that. And I know we talk about this. You come into every single project as a director and a creator and a writer. When you direct and you choreograph, you're writing. And it's hard for me to describe more than that, but you get what I'm saying, or maybe you still don't. God bless.
No, I think for a number of years now, I have worn the director choreographer hat. God love Susan Stroman as one of my huge inspirations.
Well, I call you the Susan Stroman of Boston because you won all the Boston Tony Awards, where you were like, I just got to come to New York now and win the Antoinette Parrot.
Oh.
Will, I did not say that. For the record, that is you.
For the record, just so everyone knows. Well, no, and I've so many interviews with Stro talks as you see Bob Fosse on my wall. She has such great respect for the legends that came before us, Jerome,
right.
Bob Fosse, storytellers, right? And
That's
so
right.
I just feel, yes, I have my background in dance that helps me to speak more of that language, but it's all, I believe in cohesive storytelling. every piece of the scenery, every piece of music, every detail has to
Yes.
further the story. And so, you know, that dance background just helps me a little bit more get into the body and the soul and the blood and the veins and just of every artist I get to work with.
I mean, I could talk to you forever. I want to button though this interview with the fact that, well, first and foremost, people can read more about you right below this video. Go to your website, check your workout. You have, you know, when I think of FENIX, you know, this revolutionary, groundbreaking app, I think of you though too. You have this revolutionary, groundbreaking, once in a generation ability as a storyteller to not be afraid of the unknown. And to many people coming onto FENIX, it's an unknown thing. You know, wait, this is a artist, more money in their pocket. Wait, what? An app that actually is a positive forum where artists can connect with other artists around the world and also potential collaborators. I mean, it's fascinating. And for someone like you, Rach, who, you know, thinks so outside the box, and you coming on board as a FENIX artist and our first director choreographer.
Yeah.
I want to know what, you know, the potential of being a part of FENIX means to you.
Absolutely. I think FENIX is an incredible chance for artists to connect with fellow artists worldwide. Networking, this platform isn't the future of networking, it's the present. If this pandemic hasn't taught us how important digital media is and how the internet can connect us, so I think FENIX is going to connect so many more artists who wouldn't have had that opportunity before. And something that's really important to me as a leader in this industry is accessibility. Accessibility and affordability. It shouldn't be limited to the privileged few. And I think that this app can really allow artists who wouldn't have had that opportunity before to be able to access this, to learn about artists that they maybe had never heard of before, to connect with artists maybe they were scared to connect with. They didn't think they were on that level, and it's not a hierarchy system. We are all in this together. We are all artists who just want to create stories and want to connect with people. I went down the rabbit hole of watching all of your amazing interviews. And I
have not changed my outfit, but I promise I shower.
This is your look. This is your brand, Will.
Well, no, Rach, I mean, you've only seen me in black, so I'm sure you've seen my wedding jacket, the only piece of color.
We love a jacket. But, listening to Cady Huffman, who I was like, big deal. Oh my God, hello. And, Justin Sargent, I follow on Instagram. Now I'm just like, can we please become friends?
Yeah.
Kuhu Verma. Hello, that Candide. I now want to find her and cast her as my Kuniganda and create a production of Candide just for her. Like, that's what FENIX is allowing directors, producers, other songwriters, people to tap into talent that's already out there. So that accessibility, as I shake my computer screen,
earthquake in New York,
is life-changing. I think can be life-changing for artists out there who just want a chance to be seen and heard.
I couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. I mean, you always kind of do that. And you're amazing. Thank you so much for your time today. And I can't wait to, probably talk to you in 5 minutes about the project.
Yeah. Thank you, Will, for everything.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
In the digital age, artists and bands struggle to make a living. In fact, only a small number of artists can live off their craft. For the 98% of artists that don't have the luxury of being signed to a label, it's tough. But artists deserve to live off their art. Wherever you are around the world, appreciation of music does not change. FENIX brings bands and their fans together, whilst allowing bands to properly monetize their passion. The FENIX app will directly connect bands and fans with no need for middlemen. We're utilizing the blockchain to give the power back to the artist once and for all. Join FENIX, join the change.